Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hi Aaron, over the years I've been a remote online student learning various universities association and found that useful content is extremely intertwined among unnecessary subject matter. My objective is to remove the bulk and provide an education portal with only the useful portions, similar to removing the liberal arts courses from computer science programs, compounded together from the most beneficial educational experiences. I have the skills to create the technical infrastructure very easily with quick delivery. If you had the opportunity to tailor an educational program for the mass market, what would you recommend to focus on given your own perspective through life? Excuse me. 1. Not only do I think your idea is genius, it is 100% accurate and true. If we actually did give a shit about education, training people at a very young age to have the most qualified skills at as early an age as possible, then to produce and provide society with the most amount of their economic production and capacity, we would be streamlining our education and basically handing out what are the equivalent of bachelor's degrees today to high school graduates. The problem is, there's a bunch of lazy, worthless fucks in your way, and we call them teachers, educators, administrators, teachers unions, and university staff and professors. And you have to understand, I'm not saying this for it's bullshit. I'm not saying this for effect. It's true. I'm just giving you. The education system is not there to help educate kids. It's to extrapolate as much money from children and the precious youth as possible, or their parents as taxpayers, so worthless people in our world can get by in fake careers and feel good about themselves. It's sad how much the educational system is simply for ego employment, not even wealth transfer. So, what you're fighting up against is the system. Now, you already have some competitors in this field, and the key thing that you got to get is accreditation and worth and validation. So if somebody takes your classes online, which I'm 100% for, like here's your bachelor's degree in 6 months, which most bachelor's degree, if you took out all the fucking bullshit and you put it together, it would take 6 months. Seriously, all my economic knowledge, all my real skill in that came from 3 classes. 3 fucking classes. And then me going and studying on top of it. So self-studying, having like some bit of guidance, so that's a much more optimal education system. But you have competitors, and mainly 2 forms. 1, Khan's Academy, and then 2, YouTube. I mean, anyone who has any genuine intellectual interest will put something up on YouTube and do a damn good job of it because they're passionate for it. That obsoletes all educators because people who are really passionate for it won't charge for it. They're free. Now, I've been thinking about putting up my dance videos. Of course, I'd charge them and monetize them. But even then, you'd be doing it more or less for free because the student doesn't pay. You have to endure some advertisements. So right now, I don't know how your model differs any more than Khan's Academy or YouTube, except that when you go to Khan's Academy or YouTube, you don't get any accreditation or certification. So that would be the next step. What you got to do, and I've thought about doing this myself, but I've just been too damn fucking busy with bullshit, is approaching all the employers in the United States, all the different professional organizations and all that, and approaching the Better Business Bureau and saying, look, the education system is outdated, and it would be financially beneficial to you to hire someone that doesn't have 70 grand in debt, 4 years of education, not to mention the lip, the attitude, the arrogance, the cockiness, and the bullshit that comes from most college graduates. Not to mention they're financially hard up and sort of be desperate, going to demand higher money. You could go and like hire somebody who went to an online self-certification program, and there'd be a way to test them, a way to make sure that, like they do very much in the IT industry. And so that is where I would kind of focus your efforts. It's going to be you changing the way all of the American employers think and convincing them that some fucking cocksucking millennial dick schnick schnuckety fuck has their fucking bachelor's degree in whatever fucking worthless bullshit's it in, and you say, my guys are better. Now there's some guy, I heard him on Carrie Lutz's Financial Survival Network. It's already some guy's trying it, but he's not getting the university. You're basically requesting that the U.S. economy have an employment standard. Instead of going to the certified educational institutions to get a bachelor's, master's, etc., that your certification, however it may be, whatever concept of certification you come up with, is better and produces better employees. That, though, is going to require a a lot of groundwork. And like I said before, actually it's on my to-do list. I want to go talk to the Better Business Bureau and say, I got a better idea. And we don't need the government, we don't need certification, and we can just fucking run circles around it. But it's essentially what the IT industry has with their certifications. You don't have to have a degree to go and test for your CCNA. You don't need to go and test for your virtual software. You just need to be educated, you need to be skilled, you need to be able to pass the test. The employers will then employ you after that. The other thing that I think maybe you can make money on is community education. This is kind of the non-profit, but for you, it'd be a little bit of for-profit. But you go to your community ed programs, you look at companies like at Cengage or Ed2Go, the letter or number 2, and you submit your programs there. There are already, and I'm sure there's more, but there are already institutions that exist that it's community education. It's for people who don't want to go on YouTube and don't realize it's free. They appreciate the community or the school or the classroom experience because they're not necessarily just purely there for education. They're there for a classroom experience. They like to have people, they like to have colleagues, which is understandable. So that's where I would pitch your classes. I mean, for the here and now, the infrastructure of community education already exists. Ed2Go, online classes, they already exist across the world because that's the internet. But locally, if you want to teach it in person, I'd look at your local community education programs for your school districts or your community or the city. Depends on what state it is. I mean, I remember back in the 90s, I thought it was all universal. And I just found out that Minnesota has like a fucking top notch. I mean, I'm not a big pro-school, pro-fluffy, let's piss away money on leftist programs, especially the education system. But in Minnesota, we have hands down the best, most efficient community education program. The women here, swear to God, if I go into hell and I want a soldier or an army of soldiers with them, I'm recruiting every fucking woman from community education because they are top-notch dogs. You go to Texas, you go to fucking Washington, you find out they ain't got their fucking shit together, okay? So it really depends on the state you're in, but I'd recommend community education. Shit, if you could do it like remotely, go to Minnesota. Contact the women at community education. They'll find a way. They're fucking goddesses. They're fucking geniuses. They're like one of the few professionals I've ever found in the education system. But still depends on where you're living. But yeah, I mean, ideally you'd go for the gold. You go and you completely undermine the entire U.S. education system, which I might be with you for on that. And already this is kind of happening with ASU Online and the Governor's University. So I would even approach those schools, see if you can't get something like that. But it is getting the end consumer, which is employers, to say the inferior product is traditional college degrees from the traditional education system, which is nothing more than a leftist indoctrination pile of hog shit with their fucking drama and the crap went on Missouri University and fucking Yale and getting rid of the First Amendment and problems and diversity counselors and all these unnecessary fucking retards and bureaucratic fat bloat bullshit. Get rid of that crap, and now we need practical people. We need skilled young people. That's your way in. So right now, as it stands now, you got Khan's Academy and YouTube. I'm not saying you couldn't set up your own channel. That'd be something like you make the money off of the YouTube, like you have a truly superior educational quality product. That's what you might want to consider. Like there's this Korean guy, he makes millions of dollars a year with his math tutorial videos. Why? Because he's damn good at putting them together. And it's like another guy from South Korea, that Gangman dude, the Gangman style. He made what, 7 million because he's the first guy to break 1 billion views on YouTube. So the meritocracy already exists on YouTube. I mean, that's kind of the quick and easy way out. You want to do something a little more personal, community education. But if you really want to upheaval, you really want to knock out the fucking colleges and universities, make them obsolete, you got to get employers to get rid of them and go with your system. And that's going to take a lot of marketing and a lot of seminars and a lot of speeches and a lot of unpropagandizing, unbrainwashing on corporate education or corporate employers because they're gone. They're fucking gone. So anyway, that's what I recommend. Hope that helps. Hopes to give you a little bit of a layout of the land of how to make money on your ideas. But yeah, your idea is sound. It's just the environment, the industry, and the vehicle by which you're going to deliver it. Best of luck. Toodles.